I was writing up some notes on why the Ents in Lord of the Rings don't violate the willing suspension of disbelief, but why the Last Jedi scenes with Admiral Holdo and Leia and the faster than light travel crashing the spacecraft do violate the suspension of disbelief. But I was someone alerted me to this text by actually Tim Doyle, but I'll get to him in a second. Renfamous. Real good look for Billy Tucci. Real good look is a common SJW phrase. They'll use it as a subtle warning to you. Ro Khmer says, once deeply involved in firing a very unqualified pregnant black woman, that was 10, 15 years ago, would I able to do so without repercussions that might simply drive me away? I wonder personally, in terms of work, I identify as a white male for the glory when I win. Ro Khmer is from India. He's very, very brown. Crowdfunding Comics says, new episode tonight at 9 p.m. We've got, we're going to interview Indiegogo's hottest new book, Vestige, with Donald T. DeLay and Ro Khmer. Billy says, our show is titled Crowdfunding Comics, and we're open to everyone who is or has crowdfunded a comic. We have no agenda. We'd love to have you on as well to discuss your book. It seems like a pretty reasonable, nice thing to say. Hey, Renfamous, come on the show and talk. Max Bingman says something should be on your agenda, or at least on your radar. What the fudge are you talking about? He just says he interviews people who have crowdfunded comics. What the... Billy says, haven't heard of WC War Campaign or even know how to check our guest tweets. He's a boomer. From over a year ago. He's very much a boomer. Again, anyone's got a book they want to talk about, we're game. Lots of great guests on our little show so far, and lots more legends and icons on the horizon. Yes, he does a great interview. He's got a very entertaining show. Subscribe to Crowdfunding Comics on YouTube if you're interested in the how the business side of comics runs, or advertising your own product. Renfamous says, clearly you missed the last year that Rome... Yeah, he just said he missed the last year. He has no idea what went on. The guy's about in his 60s. He's very, very new to Twitter and YouTube. Clearly you missed the last year that Roe and his friends spent abusing and harassing your fellow comics creators in the name of a hate group. Must have also missed the week Donald spent taunting a woman about his mother's suicide. You should miss things with your eyes shut, I guess. Please prevent these facts. Enter them into the record if these facts exist. All you have to do is screen cap. Oh, well, she does. She includes some screen caps, but these screen caps she includes don't support these allegations. These are unfounded because this is not the foundation. This is Roe just being humorous. It says, you've ensured that you'll have exactly one type of guest on your show, but apparently that one type was exactly what you're after. That doesn't make any sense. He just offered you a shot on his show. Hey, Renfamous, please come on my show. I'd love to interview you. I'd love to talk to you about deadbeats and comics in general. We'll talk about whatever you want to talk about. We can totally avoid anything controversial. Just talk about deadbeats. Talk about your love of the comics, your love of writing, your love of the art, whatever you want to talk about. Billy Tucci's a nice guy. He's not going to put you on the spot. Hey, Ren, I have very, very few eyeballs, but I would invite you on. I would love to talk to you about your comic. And the thing is, there are a ton of other people in Comicsgate other than comic artists, Pro Secrets, who would have you on. They would talk to you. There are a lot of people who would talk to you. Go to the top 10 biggest channels loosely associated with Comicsgate and ask for an interview. And I think you would find that the people will bend over backwards to be polite to you. Comic Artist Pro Secrets had a transsexual on his show the other day, and they just kind of talked about nothing, but they were both polite to each other. If anything, Ethan was more polite than I forget the guest's name, but it's entirely possible. Listen, reasonable people can disagree without being disagreeable, because we're all adults. Anyway, he says, comic artist says, Ro Khmer is my chief centurion. Does he sound serious? No, he's joking. She posts some of his saltier tweets. Rose says, why do I want to watch a bunch of blacks acting like they are God's gift? And you think I'm going to pay tickets for all my kids? We'll just watch Guardians of the Galaxy or Thor again. Okay. I assume he's talking about Black Panther. Let me change things up for you a little bit. Why do I want to watch a bunch of whites acting like they are God's gift? Does that change things, Henry? Anyway, it doesn't matter because he's not being serious. None of this is serious. Women can only wear trousers that are tight, blouses, lip gloss, no strange hair apparel like plastic clips, only metal bobby pins, not too much perfume, and no workman menstruating ever. Does he sound serious? Britain must be cleansed first from within, then from without. The inner sanctum of the spirit must be owned by each man, woman, and child. Responsibility must be taken and a new dawn ushered in so that we may stand at the gate of a new century of British dominion. Yeah, he sounds serious to me. Scum like this is why we need to only import good material, not the genetic refuse of the world. Harsh but true. Tired of the scum flooding our land. Now give me a tall boy and a McDouble stat. Yeah. If these are the best you have, these are her strongest tweets, her strongest foundational support for her argument that Roe is some kind of, that these are bad people. Those tweets are just nonsense. Every reasonable Scotsman knows that those tweets are nonsense. They're jokes. Come on, lighten up. Thomas says, that's the word I've been talking about from this Roe fool, Dominion. Dominionists are Christo-fascists. He's saying Jesus Christ, the followers of Christ, are fascists. Please read the New Testament and get back to me. Edwin Boyette, the voice of reason. Roe's not a Christian. He's somewhere between Sikhism and agnosticism. Dominionism is mostly associated with Christianity. The way it was used fit that. Okay, so Edwin just blew your argument out of the water. And you should be apologizing. I'm sorry, I made a mistake. Alejandro Garcia says he's not a Christian. There are lots of people in Comicsgate who aren't. I'm messianic, and I love all of them. Also, I've never voted in 40 years, not 08 or 16. We have conservatives and liberals in Comicsgate as well, but we get along despite any disagreements. It's called maturity. Yes, we do. But we all agree on how we like our comics. Yeah, we like them free of propaganda. But Tomo doesn't have a response to Edwin. Kind of funny. Lost any respect I had for Billy. These geniuses have no idea how complicit they are in what, and argue in circles, justifying their complicity and hide behind cheaply veiled attempts at nuance. It doesn't actually work, providing a platform for hate and will be treated so. What has Billy done? Billy is providing a platform for Renfamous. Hey, Renfamous, come on the show and talk about deadbeats. Are you saying Renfamous is hateful? Where are these hateful people? Your background, your ethnicity, your status in whatever industry, whatever BS beliefs that compel you, none of it matters. Fair enough. You roll with scum. Where's the scum? You deserve to be treated as scum. Apologists and appeasers and collaborators end up in the same pile. That sounds like a genocidal death threat. Jala is coming from the Nazis. Not the Nazis. The real killers. The communists who killed 100 million, 150 million, 200 million people. They starved them to death, and they worked them to death, and they put them in the gulags, and they tortured them, and they did many other horrible things I can't say on YouTube. But you guys are on the right side of history, because you're the this time when you guys bring back communists, you'll be different. Edwin says, why is that? I believe you're wrong. I believe Billy to be a good man. He is. But when have you seen a single heart softened by anger and hate? You haven't ever. Assuming you mean well, your approach just means people will view you as intractable, ludicrous voice. View you as an intractable voice. Now, this is where it gets ridiculous. This Jala guy says, I believe you are another monster like Billy trying to justify support of misogyny, homophobia, racism, white supremacy. You're also no different. Keep pretending Billy you're a good guy. It's whatever helps you sleep at night. Edwin Boyette lives in Oahu, the most diverse place on earth. He's part of an interracial mixed family. He's not misogynist. I've never seen him say anything homophobic or racist at all. He's not racist. The SJWs are racist. Jala is more racist. Renfamous is racist. Edwin's wife got banned from Twitter for a week for calling me a whole string of transphobic slurs. Okay. Renfamous herself gets banned for transphobic slurs. She dead names people and misgenders people all the time. Renfamous is doing the thing that she is accusing other people of doing. This is the blatant hypocrisy of these nut jobs. Lucifer says, so racism is fine as long as they have your hobbies. Who's racist? Who? The Italian Billy Tucci? The Indian Rocamere? Edwin Boyette from a mixed family? You're saying that these people are racist? You're out of your mind. Okay, hey, facts not in evidence. Please provide evidence of your assertion. You made a claim. Back it up. Can you support it? Do you offer any support for your claim these people are racists? No, you can't. Your racist is a brown gaylord, so tell me, how does that work? Hashtag blame war campaign. Yeah, that kind of shuts him up. So brown people can't be racist ever? Also, racism has nothing to do with being gay, so yeah, it's just his name is gaylord. Now, but this caught my attention when he said brown people can't be racist because the NPCs on the left, this is a point of contention for them. They have a theory about punching up. But when you say people who have privilege based on, I guess, their money or their skin color or money in combination of their skin color, which in America, that would mean that the most privileged people would be the Chinese, the Indians from India, not Native Americans, and the Jewish are the wealthiest people in America. So you're saying that those three groups, Chinese, Jew, Indian, are the most privileged groups, and you can't be racist against them because they have the money and the power. It's a point of contention with the left, and like everything the far left does, the far left will eat themselves. I mean, so it's not they're going to have a very difficult time arguing that. Method Pan says, we can't win with all these SJW blue hairs. They have no logic, but you can beat them with comics. What did Deadbeats close at again? I think it closed about just about $40-something thousand because there's like 44 creators on it. So that means each creator grossed less than $1,000. So take home pay after you grossed $1,000, I don't know, 300 maybe. Tell Kwanzaa's white that Vestige is coming and hell's coming with us. Blame war campaign. Yes, Vestige is doing very, very well. It's on Indiegogo. Kwanzaa had a book called Black, and I'll go to his page and read some of his comments because he was very late in delivering some of the perks associated with Black. I think it sold 100 grand. Did very, very well. Congratulations. Seriously, congratulations to anyone who has an independent comic. That's a lot of respect for selling $100,000 worth. But if you want to know who Kwanzaa is, go read his Twitter. The most vile, hateful, racist person. His next book, White. Sound racist? Plot twist. It is racist. It sold half. Sold half of what Black did. So, you start at 100,000. Now your second book is under 50 grand. So, you're screwing up somewhere, Kwanzaa. But I mean, still, you're able to sell 2 racist books for $150,000. It's pretty amazing. Carl Hunga says, book sounds like nonstop thrill ride as Theo and Lucas explore new restaurants together and discuss their astrological signs. Soon to be followed up with a one-shot where the boys vacuum their apartment. If this doesn't win an Eisner, there's no justice in the world. Oh, man. Damn. Lucifer says, I know y'all don't know how to create characters with lives outside of your mealy plots. Is that corn? But other people actually know how to write stories. Again, facts not on evidence. Nick says, and apparently none of them are in that book. Boom. Damn. You did nothing wrong. Okay, now Sausage Mahoney is, he looks like a school shooter. Catering to racist is not a good look, friendo. Yikes, my guy. Also, I've gotten rape threats from this guy's followers, so lie with dogs, you get fleas. Bull. If you got rape threats, post them. post the screen caps. Let me tell you right now, if you get rape threats or death threats from anyone, call the FBI. Just bypass your local police department. Call the FBI and report those death threats immediately. If you got rape threats, please call them right now. Billy Tucci is only crowdfunded comics racism. Problem is, racism was never... Okay, here's the thing. I look at the crowd of Comicsgate guys, and they're racists from all over the world. They are people from all over Europe and the Kekistani region, Africa, South America, Mexico, Central America. The Comicsgate is very, very diverse. So who are they being racist against? There's only one possible minute criticism about Comicsgate crowd is that it's mostly guys. Well, guys write comics, guys like comics, but with women, there are a few women. I think there's one woman on Indiegogo who has a comic. So I think that's the only minor criticism is that it's like 90% guys, but women are welcome to join in. Aaron Alvarez, who is a complete sociopath on Twitter. Why do you still even pretend to ride the fence at this point? Like, really, Billy? It's clear you don't want to burn bridges, but at the same time want to throw in with the hate box crowd. Having your cake and eating it too, I suppose. Oh, fiddle on. Where's the hate? The hate is coming from your side. You swatted Edwin Boyette. Not him, specifically. Sorry, no defamation. His crowd swatted Edwin Boyette, and they swatted Peter Simeti. Edwin Boyette and Peter Simeti are two of the nicest guys. These idiots tried to murder them over comics. Renfamous, Alvarez, these idiots swatted two guys for being associated with Comicsgate. They tried to murder them. You guys don't have the moral high ground. The Comicsgate crowd does. Evans says, this is silly. You're a good guy, Billy. I respect your views and decision not be involved in any of this. Just focus on the comics. It shows a great way to help bring attention to books. You have my support, sir. He explicitly said he's not focused on comics? No, he's not. I mean, he's willing to talk to anyone who crowdfunds a comic. Hey, I'm willing to talk to anyone who crowdfunds a comic. I'll talk to Renfamous. I'll talk to anyone. Because I'm an adult. Dude, one doesn't join the KKK because they like the same beer as you and then claim they're open to everyone. Comicsgate is this KKK of comics fandom. I've seen them try to bribe pros to join them with the promise of big crowdfunding support, then switch to attacking them. Most of us wouldn't be eligible to join the KKK. If you know what the rules are for the KKK, you'd find that a good chunk of us in Comicsgate would not be allowed in, myself included. So you can take this tweet and just shove it right up your backle. You're an idiot. That's a false equivalence. It's I can't say what I want to say because I'm on YouTube, but you're very seriously, I don't know, fetal alcohol syndrome, developmentally I'm trying not to say the R word. Okay. Ignore the trolls, Mr. Tucci. You run a fine show. You do. You did nothing wrong, and you see they all have the same pattern of attack and dialect. Don't listen to them and keep doing what you do best. Where did we attack him? Well, you attacked him nonstop in this tweet, and you did swat two people. Who the heck are you? I love you, Jason. Does it mention whatever? Same taxes from the same players. All the concerned trolls are slinking out of the woodwork. Racist, blah, 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 sexist. It's really gross and extremely disappointing that you have an openly racist person on your show to promote their work. I thought you were better than that. You can take that concerned troll and you know where to put it. Again, you made an assertion. You made a statement. Racist. Who? You're saying Ro Kumira is racist? Against whom? He said he fired the pregnant black lady who was unqualified. Okay, take the black out of it, take the pregnant out of it, take the female out of it. He fired an unqualified employee. That doesn't make you racist or sexist you fire. This is nonsense. And even, again, by the SJW rules, he can't be racist because he's from India. Good on you, Billy. I respect your forthrightness and your respect for the fairness. Be careful, though. Some of these people would rather fight than do anything constructive. Absolutely, macho. Your agenda is promote a crowdfunded spike campaign. What are you talking about? Bill, I met you many times at local Comic Cons. You're a decent guy. You really understand what Comicsgate is and why many people have left it. This is comicsgate.wordpress.com. That is a hysterical site. They post quotes of the most just minute nonsense, like the Rokemir quotes where the guy's obviously joking about just nonsense. There's pages and pages of this. This guy, whoever runs the Comicsgate WordPress, it's a full-time job for that guy. I mean, he's dedicated months to combing through tweets and just posting nonsense and little bits from YouTube pages. But go read it. Check it out. It is a fun read. James says, not a good look, Billy. That isn't the weird NPC chant they have when they say it's not a good look. Not a good look for whom? It looks fine to me. He offered Renfamous a shot on his show. Hey, Renfamous, come on my show. Let's talk about Deadbeats. Are you passionate about Deadbeats? Do you love your story? Do you love writing? Do you love the art? Let's talk about it. Wow, after getting her ass kicked figuratively by EVS and after blockbotting everyone and their moms from Comicsgate, cowardly Renfamous and her freakazoid cult set their sights on veteran comic creator genius Billy Tucci, who also is one of the nicest guys ever. Pathetic. Yeah, Edwin Boyette and Billy Tucci and Peter Samedi, they're really nice guys. There's nothing. I mean, you're pointing to these people and you're calling them the most horrible things. And Peter Samedi is, I don't know, he's Asian. Tucci is Italian. Edwin Boyette has a mixed race family. So these people are nuts. When you host and amplify the work of racists, supremacists, misogynists, harassers, abusers, stalkers, yeah, that's your side. You stalked and harassed Ethan Van Sciver, Richard Meyer, and you swatted Peter Samedi and Edwin Boyette. That's you guys. You're the bad guys. You're the scene where the Germans in World War II are looking around at each other and saying, "Are we the baddies?" Yeah, it's you guys. You're the bad guys. Boycott hate. That would mean boycott you guys. Billy Tucci blocked me for this comment. Yeah, you called an Italian guy a white supremacist. You called him a misogynist, a harasser, abuser, stalker. He's on the side that's the victims. Of course, I hope he did block you. I mean, if he blocked you, you would have posted a screenshot of it, but whatever. Swashbucklist says he was 100% right to block you. You spewed a mouthful of insanity and lies and called it truth. Well, Swashbuck, you said it better than I could. Excellent. Thanks, Billy, for giving a voice to everyone and not cherry picking. Good comics are good comics, and that's the important thing. Absolutely right. There's no discussion with Renfamous. The goal is to win in a political game through any means necessary. They will lie, twist, and manipulate every word to make people look as bad as possible. Just look at Renfamous's history. Ethan says, when the biggest anti-comics skater around, Renfamous, gets caught turning a fire hose on gays protesting for the right to marry. She did say she wanted to do that. She's a very strange individual, and she's deeply homophobic. I feel safe in saying that 99% of us in Comicsgate would not turn fire hoses on gay people. That's something Renfamous and Renfamous's side does. Okay, this is where Tim Doyle comes into the picture. And if you saw one of my last videos, it shows some of the images that you can find on Google of Mr. Doyle. Billy says, we'll just leave it here, and that will be the end of it then. Too bad. It would have been great to have an open discussion between you guys, try and sort things out. All this is new to me. You follow a lot of my friends, so if you change your mind, please PM me. I think it's supposed to be DM for direct message, but Billy Tucci is a great guy, but he's a little bit of a boomer. Tim Doyle, high mileage Wookie says, Bill, I met you a couple of cons, read your books, I know you're conservative, but you never struck me as an a-hole. Nice, Tim. Keep it classy. Right now, you are hitching your wagon to some very dangerous people. When you lay down with dogs, you get fleas. These fleas, though, they goose step. Are you insane? Seriously, do you have something wrong with you that medication can treat? And that's not hyperbolic. I mean that seriously. Is it something that lithium would be prescribed for? Because this is just you've been drinking the Kool-Aid is what this is. Comicsgate is a very, very diverse. They're the most diverse group of racists on Earth, if you claim they're racists. So I don't know how that works. Billy says, I don't hitch my wagon to anyone, nor do I lay down with anything. Again, anyone is welcome onto our show. It's a great place to talk with old friends and meet new creators to discuss their comics. That's why we do this anyway, isn't it? Billy Tucci sounds like a reasonable guy. Tim Doyle sounds like, an ideologue? A madman. He sounds like someone who has heavy metal poisoning. I mean, seriously, I think something is wrong with him. If you're talking about dangerous people, your side swatted 2 people. Your side threatened Richard Meyer. You threatened his wife, his many ex-wives, his children. You threatened your side, the Michelle Perez's and the Mags Visagios, threatened violence against him and his children. Your side, last week, 2 of people on your side threatened to kill Ethan Van Sciver. Now, there were a couple of kids. They looked like they were under 20, but they also looked autistic. They looked like something was wrong with them. I have one of their pictures. I was checking out their site. They're not all there. Your side threatened death. Your side threatens violence. Your side actually tried to kill Peter Simeti and Edwin Boyette. Your side is the dangerous, insane a-hole side. All I say, if you don't stand for something, you fall for anything. Best of luck. Despite my deep disagreement with what you're doing, again, please provide evidence that Comicsgate is the bad side. Tim Doyle, please Google his image on Google Images. Given a platform to bigots promotes bigotry. Given a platform to racists promotes racism. Given a platform to homophobes promotes homophobia. You have a choice. Make the correct one. Whatever platform that is against you is the platform I am on. You are a crazy person. Your side is violent. Your side is obsessed with violence. The Comicsgate people are a group of people who want to write good comics. Ethan made money by being a bigot. No, he didn't. You have to back that claim up. You can't do it. You don't have the stomach for that, and that's a good thing. Don't burn your legacy to the ground over this. Hedge Traveler says, so looks a lot like Scarlett Johansson. So basically, behave the way you want, they want you to, or be shunned. Sounds totally normal. No, it sounds like a totalitarian, get in focus, state. Are you really this dumb? Tim Doyle just called a woman dumb. Is he misogynist? I'll find out more at 11. Or is it like an act? I'm letting Billy and artists I had respect for know that associating with known bigots... Okay, well, that's an interesting phrase, known bigots. Are you saying as like in the legal term, like known felons associating with known characters of disrepute? If you say someone is a bigot, you have to support that statement. There are tons of YouTube videos you could take clips from. There are thousands of tweets. If these people are bigots in any way, provide evidence for your statement. Extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence, and you haven't provided any evidence. This is just defamation. It's okay to tell people not to join a hate movement. Against whom? Comicsgate is a mixed group. Who are they hateful against? SJWs? As from what I can tell, looking at these Twitter profiles, your group is all a bunch of white idiots. Comicsgate is diverse. Who is being hateful? The correct choice is let those guys on. They have a right to speech as much as you or I. To tell them others how to act or behave is staunchly un-American. Tiana Cotting Ridge, you are absolutely right and said it very well. And so many non sequiturs, such little time. Strange says, giving a platform to bigots exposes bigotry. Giving a platform to racists exposes racism. Giving a platform to homophobes exposes homophobia. Hide from nothing, use your head, you have a choice. That's there's an interesting argument from the Supreme Court talking about free speech, and their viewpoint is the concept of the open marketplace of ideas, and sunlight is the best disinfectant, and she says it very, very well here. Yes, it does. Give a platform. The concept, the idea is that the best ideas will rise to the surface. And if you give hateful people a chance to speak, they will gain a few followers, both on the left and the right. But more people will see them for what they are and won't be interested in what they have to say. And I feel very, very strongly that the hatred and the bigotry is coming right now, at this point in American history, it's coming from the left. There's a saying among people who are moderates or even left of center that we didn't move to the right, the left left us behind. And you'll find people who voted for, Democratic presidents in the past have no choice but to vote for Republicans now, because the Republicans are the new moderates and the left wing are socialists and communists. Anyway, I know this is a long video, and I do have a video planned comparing the Ents in Lord of the Rings to The Last Jedi, but I thought this would be a quick video, and it turned out to be a half hour. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. Leave a like and a comment.